Welcome to a very special edition of Coffee with Kelly. I am here in an incredible studio with the one and only my friend Chris Robinson.
Hey, how we doing?
Yeah, he's here. He's here with us. And look at this Coffee with Kelly tribe. I mean, look at the digs in here.
Incredible setup.
I mean,
Come on, this is the one and only Roddy Galbraith.
I know.
In his home studio here. Well, it's not in his home, but his second home.
This is like legit for the Coffee with Kelly community. Usually we are on Zoom, Chris.
Okay. Right.
So when we have very special guests, VIPs like yourself, we try to level it up. And I would say the team here, Roddy and Summer, they did it today.
They did it. They always do. I love getting to spend time with Roddy, with Summer, and being inside this place. And every time I come here, he's just done something else to add levels to what he's building inside here. So just a great facility, great place, and just always grateful to be around Roddy.
I think I hear Ryan Leak in the back of my mind saying there are levels to these things, and so I think we have leveled up this next episode of Coffee with Kelly.
Yes.
So Coffee with Kelly community, I am here today, as I said, with Chris Robinson. He's the Executive Vice President of the one and only Maxwell Leadership, and you all know my heart is so tied to the Maxwell Leadership community, and I wanted to have a special conversation with Chris today because he's got some exciting things happening in his life right now. We're going to talk a lot about his journey in leadership, something that he's got coming out in the next few weeks, a new book, his first book.
Yeah, correct.
And we're going to have a great conversation on leadership. So you all know I always love to bring you quality content, quality guests, and really help you level up your game when it comes to leading yourself, leading your teams, and leading your community. So we're going to have a good conversation. So let's give it a cheers, Chris.
There we go.
Yep. Now you have, this is the official, I'm going to kind of get you welcomed into the community.
Okay, all right,
so
here we go.
This is the official hug in a mug.
Okay, well,
That we
I'll
call
take
it. Yeah, it's a hug in the mug. This mug travels all over the world.
Okay,
We have people that will take it with them on their vacation, snapshots, they'll text them, they'll post them. And so I want to make sure you have your honorary mug today
there
as
we
well.
go. Well, I'm excited. Thank you for giving me a hug.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we have to start out, we have some traditions
Okay, let's do
at
it.
Coffee with Kelly.
Yeah.
One of them is, first and foremost, I want to know, like, coffee. Talk to me about how you like your coffee.
Oh, how I like my coffee. 2 sugar, 2 cream.
Okay.
And it probably depends on the day. 3-4 cups a day.
3-4 cups a day.
Yeah, and I can do it late, so I can do it before bed, I can do it in the morning. But the primary trigger, because we all have triggers for when we do certain things.
Yeah.
Trigger is office and airports. Office and airports. So gotta have coffee, office and airports. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So does the coffee taste better in the mug today?
It does. The mug has made it taste great, and then plus Roddy gave me some, I don't know, almond milk, soy milk, something I don't put in there, but it worked out today. It tastes great.
It was the way he just had the whole frothing thing, stirring thing going on. Seriously.
Right.
So one of our traditions also at Coffee with Kelly is we always start out with a word of the day.
Okay.
And it's our theme of the conversation and how we're going to lead into a topic on leadership. And I always think about where I'm going to be, who I'm going to be with, what I'm going to be doing, what we're going to be talking about. And I wanted to pick a word that really kind of made me think about you and your journey, your story, and everything I've come to know about you being a part of the Maxwell Leadership team. And the word of the day is possibilities.
Ooh, I like it.
So I chose that word for you because, Chris, I think when I think about your journey just in Maxwell Leadership, since I've been a part of the team in 2016, you've really shown us the possibilities of what you can really do. And I think there's a lot of people in my community, just to give you an introduction, that they're in a challenge in life right now, that either they've lost a job,
Yep.
they've been laid off, their business is having a hard time, or they're trying to write that next chapter in their life.
Right.
And they're not seeing the possibility maybe because they're
Right.
having a challenge.
Right, yeah.
So I chose that word for you because I think this is going to be such a good organic conversation around that theme.
Yeah.
And so when you think about possibilities,
Right.
what really comes to mind?
Oh my goodness, like I just had so many images go through my mind, and that's really, I mean, what a great word, because that's what I live in, that's what I thrive in, is possibility. And the question that I always ask around that possibility is, why not me? You know, we live down here in West Palm Beach, Florida, and what I love about this area is just how much abundance is in the area of where we live at. So oftentimes I'm taking a boat down the intercoastal, and I'm going, you know, I'm looking at homes that are 10 times the size of my home, and don't get me wrong, I got a nice size home, but I'm going, there's different levels to it, and I'm going, well, why not me? And so when it comes to somebody that's maybe going through a difficult time right now, they are losing a business, they are struggling in their business, or going through a career transition, like, you have a choice right now. You can choose to look at your current circumstances, or you can choose to look at the possibilities of what could happen. It is a choice. And I remember a day where I had that very choice. I had that very choice to make. You know, I was about 3 years into the Maxwell Leadership Certified team. I was doing very well, but prior to coming into the Maxwell Certified team, I'd had 2 businesses that had failed. And so I was in deep debt, but now I was off to a good start with the speaking and coaching consulting business, and I wasn't saving money, I was paying off debt. And I came to a point to where I was working with a client that was 80% of my business. The partnership dissolved, and there went 80% of my income. Now, I had a choice in that moment, in that single day. Now, this is a very difficult day in my life, because on that single day, on this planet, I had $12 to my name.
Oh my gosh.
On the planet. Now, I got 3 kids at the time. I've got $12 to my name on this entire planet, and I'm going, oh man, what do I do? So I've got a choice in this moment. I could choose to look at the circumstances, and I could choose to go do something what I would believe to be irrational. And in that moment, I could listen to traditional advice and say, well, go do what you have to go do just to provide for your family. Go move boxes overnight, or go drive, or go do something. And nothing wrong with any of that, however you decide to solve that problem. But for me, I had a goal of speaking, coaching, training, business consulting. I was like, I can't be moving boxes, driving cars, or doing whatever at night, and then business coach by day. I said, so instead of me going to give 40, 50 hours just to get by, just to do what I have to do, I said, well, what if I spend 40, 50 hours trying to figure out how to make that in an hour? And so that day, with $12 in my pocket, I took a full 8-hour work day. I sat in the driveway in a lawn chair, and I read books all day long. And I began to imagine. The possibilities. I began to imagine, what if my account had $1 million in it right now? What if my account allowed for me to provide for my family without having to think about it? What if I could take my kids on any trip that I wanted to right now? What would that look like? And I sat there in the possibilities that day versus in the circumstances that day. But either way, it takes the exact same energy to think about today's current circumstances that are not what you want, or the future's possibilities to think into what it could be. Exact same energy, but it's just a choice.
It's so true. I can relate to that, and I know a lot of our community members can relate to that. We talk about, moving forward often instead of just sitting there, and how is that moment serving us? If we just sit there and we think about, well, we can't do this, or we're not able to, we don't have the right resources, we don't have the right training, we don't have the right education, we don't have the right time.
It's so funny. My mind is auto-correcting everything you're saying right now. My mind is literally auto-correcting everything. Every statement you just said, my mind is auto-correcting it. What if I can? What if it does work out for me? What can I do today? My mind is auto-corrected. I remember one time there was a book that I went through many years ago called The Artist's Way. Now, this is a book for writers that have writer's block, and what happened was this book ended up being used for just creative thought. And so it gave you an assignment to where you had to write so many pages every single day of just thoughts that were on your mind. So I did this for 30 days, and what I realized when I went back to read it, for every negative thought that I wrote out on paper, there was an auto-correction. There was an auto-correction that I would write out after that, and it would be 2 to 3 auto-corrections over the negative one. And I don't know if that's a disposition, I don't know if that's learned over time, but like just to sit there, like the stress you caused me with all those negative thoughts you just gave, I'm going, oh my god, no.
Like you feel it.
Right, I'm like, no,
yeah, it's like captive.
No.
Yeah.
Like none of that. What if the other way? Because when we spend the time there, there's energy and movement that can be released. But when you are holding on to what it is that you have, you're holding on to those negative thoughts, it's going to keep you there. And so, I mean, oh my goodness, I love it. Carry on, but I wanted to stop you there because I'm like, my mind was going the opposite direction.
You hear that? You hear that? Listen to this man. Listen to this man. So, I have to share, like, I'm feeling very, like, legitimate in this studio today. Like,
come on.
Did you ever have a vision or a dream when you were younger of what you wanted to be when you grew up? What did you want to be?
I wanted to be a baseball player.
You want to be a baseball player?
I did. That was it. There was nothing.
What team did you have?
It didn't matter. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to play professional baseball. That was the dream, the vision I had. And but that was not the direction that I was meant to go.
I think about this when I'm holding these cards. I was like, I wanted to be a news anchor.
Really?
And every time I get to do something like this in like a studio like this, I always feel like I'm on CNN or something. But that was one of my dreams. It was. So it's like, it's interesting how life puts you in different circumstances. It's not the exact circumstance, but it takes you to where you're meant to be. It kind of lets you live out that dream where you're at. So you serve as the executive vice president, and a lot of my community hasn't met you yet. So I want to, formally introduce you to our amazing community. We just celebrated earlier this year 5 years of Coffee with Kelly.
Come on, that's commitment.
Yeah, it is. It's commitment and consistency for sure. Yeah. But this community, we come together almost every Friday, normally on Zoom, and we really are here to just encourage and support each other. We like to say we fill each other's cups.
Right, yep. I like
we love coffee puns here at Coffee with Kelly. But we do have a set of values. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome you in and just kind of share with you what we stand for. And we love the word brew, B-R-E-W. And so our values are embedded in the word brew, which is be yourself.
Right.
So we always want you to be yourself. Right. We want everyone to respect others, even if they love decaf.
Right.
We don't judge. We don't judge.
I'm sorry, I just broke the rule.
We're in a divided world, but we don't judge.
What's the point?
So be yourself, respect others, encourage growth and development.
Love that.
Because every day we can help. Somebody knows something that we need to know to help us get to that next stage. And then also we value everyone.
Right.
Seriously, everyone. And I know you can relate to those values just being a part of Maxwell Leadership. And I think about your role. You are leading how many thousands?
59,000.
50. You're not counting, are you?
No.
We probably just signed up 3 new members in the time that we're here.
I hope so.
But so 59,000 members across how many countries?
Oh gosh, 166 was last count.
166 countries around the globe. And when you think about your journey in Maxwell Leadership, you started just as one of the team members.
That's correct,
Think about the possibilities back then.
Yeah.
And how did you get where you are today?
Yeah, well, it was only really, I had the desire to impact people's lives. I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to be a coach. And when I came into the team, I remember, and I told John Maxwell this, and he just laughed at me because it was pretty, I guess, ambitious is what he said, because I remember seeing the website for the very first time when I was going to hop on the very first phone call to find out about the Maxwell Certified Team. And when I went to the website, I said, I want to be one of those faculty members one day. And I didn't know what that meant or what that looked like or what that would require in order to do that, but I knew that I wanted to be a part of this team and I wanted to be a part of that teaching faculty. And so, I came into the program, I followed instructions. I was just giving them all of my money, ALL, all of it. And so what I wasn't going to do was come into a program, give them all of my money, and then a little bit of my trust. And this is where a lot of people make a mistake, where I think that I was just smart enough to follow directions, just stupid enough to follow directions, and not want to put my own recipe together. And so I would literally follow the directions to the T. So much to the tune where I would press play on a video, Roddy would say, go and do this, and then I would pause it, I would go and do it, and then I would come back to see what they had to do next. Now, I had everything riding on this, and so I knew this is what I wanted to do, so I'm going, why am I going to deviate from anything else and get distracted by anything else? This is what I'm going to do. So I built a business as a speaker, coach, and trainer, utilizing the tools and resources that we had access to. And then I continued to come back to the biannual events that we have, and I would come in there and I would serve. And I would raise my hand and say, hey, how can I help? How can I add value? And that opened up the door for me to get seen and be known by John, by the faculty, by the members and the mentors. Mm-hmm. And I just continued to give back to the community. They eventually would say, hey, we need a teacher for this call. Would you want to hop on there? I would cancel paid clients to come do this call because I'm going, this is a shot to be able to teach for this team, and that's what I said that I wanted. And so I continued to do that. Eventually, I was brought on as the first faculty member for the Maxwell team. Then I became the faculty president in 2018, and then in 2020, I became the executive vice president of the team. So I've been in that role for about 5.5 years now, and it has been a ride of learning, growing, and adding value to people. There's members all around the world. It's amazing.
And I can tell my community has not been easy. There's been a lot of twists and turns, challenges, trying to figure things out, how to pull things together sometimes. And you've done a phenomenal job, Chris.
Thank you very much.
That's why so many people just look up to you and are so proud, because you do give them the idea of the possibilities.
Right, sure.
So John's been on Coffee with Kelly before.
Right.
I laugh thinking about that day because he did not have coffee. He had water in his cup.
Right. Did he keep it in the cup is the question.
He did not.
He did not.
He poured the water out.
That makes sense.
He did, because he was trying to be funny. When you think about all the exposure and mentorship you've had with John, because you work very closely with him. You've traveled around the world with him. You've been in so many amazing rooms with John. What's the greatest lesson he's ever instilled in you?
Well, I think it's the last value that you have is value all people. And I've had the privilege of being around so many big name speakers, authors, and celebrities, and oftentimes you'll get their book and you'll go, oh man, I love their book, and then you meet them and go, ooh, I like their book, right?
Yes, that's so true.
And what I've learned with John is John has probably been the closest to who he is on stage to who he is in person. And that's one of my biggest goals and dreams is I want to be the same person that you see on stage, on camera, that I am in person. I don't want there to be a gap of, oh, he's one way on stage, one way in person. And so, John has really modeled that, for me to be able to catch that, because some things are taught, but then some things are caught by proximity, and those are some of the things that you catch in proximity of going, hey, this guy truly does value all people. When we're going through the back doors of an event and he's stopping, talking to, all of the service staff that's there to not be seen. On the golf course, he's out there tipping, the landscapers. And, again, as John, well, why are you tipping the landscaper? He goes, nobody does that.
That's so true.
He goes, nobody does that. He goes, everybody's expected to tip the person cleaning your cart, the waiters in the clubhouse. But he goes, nobody tips the landscapers. And I go, oh, that's brilliant. And he's not doing it to just put on a show. He's doing it because he truly values all people, and he gets a kick out of that. And so just valuing all people has really been something that's been instilled in me, and making sure that doesn't matter the level, the title, the position, everybody's somebody.
I absolutely I love that, because I like to think of it as look for the people in the shadows that nobody sees.
Right,
and when you think about, there's so many people just out in our day as we're walking around, you know, just doing all the things that we are blessed to be able to do.
Right.
But there's so many people around us that, you know, they don't know where they're going to find their next meal.
Right, correct.
They don't know how they're going to pay their rent.
Right,
they don't know how they're going to cover, you know, a bill that they have. And how can we serve that person that would never expect it? And that's what I do love most about John, too. I think that has instilled so much in both of us. So you have a pretty special event coming up. It's a book launch.
It is.
And I know you've been working really, really hard. I can't even imagine how many hours that have gone into all of the work that you're doing behind the scenes. So I want to get into your book, because I know that this is such a special is a special moment for you.
Right, yeah.
And I want to really celebrate this, because I have always dreamt of having a book one day.
You will.
I know I will. There's a possibility. There's possibilities. How many times, if you were really think about this, how many times in the past 5 years have people said, when are you going to write a book?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Can you, like...
It's write a book and when are you going to start a podcast?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I got nothing else to do, so...
Totally.
I should do that.
Totally. But writing a book is not easy.
No, it's not. It's not for the faint of heart. And that's the front side of it, is writing the book. The second side of it, I think, is even more difficult, is in selling the book and getting the book into people's hands. You can write the best book in the world, but if you don't get it into people's hands, you just won't have the impact. And so I've been relentless about making sure that I'm going to try to get in front of as many people as possible to get this book in their hands, because I truly do believe it can help them.
If you were to really think about the hours that it took to now, this is the first hardcover I've ever seen.
Yeah, those are brand new.
So, like, what was it like when you first held it and looked at it?
Oh man, well, I first got the galley copy, which you had there, and since we spent some time together last week, that was really awesome. But that one excited me, and that was good. But the hardcover, because I knew that was coming a little bit later, that was a lot more exciting, the actual hardcover itself. Just because my preference in reading is hardcover. I still love physical books, and to have that in hand and to have it up on my shelf and to place it up in the office next to all of the books that we have in John's name, to be able to put mine on the shelf. It was truly an awesome moment.
It's just, congratulations, because I just know how much time and energy has gone into this. And when you think about this book, so it's called Drift to Drive. So I want to make sure that we get it out there for the community to see here on LinkedIn and all of our followers out there in the world. But Drift to Drive, a high achiever's guide to breaking the chains of complacency. Complacency. That's another good word. That's another good word. I'm going to tell you, so recently we took a family vacation. And I always take a book with me on vacation, because it's my time where I want to just kind of dig into something when I have some quiet time. And your book was the book I took.
All right, come on.
And
where'd you go on vacation then?
it was more of a staycation.
Okay.
But we went right up to the breakers here.
Okay, hey, that's a good place for the
that's
book
a place to get away. It's a place to get away.
That's a good place for the book to hang out.
Yeah. So I took the book and I sat just on several afternoons recently, and I just dug in.
Right.
I just dug in, and I really love what you did with this book. And so I want you to really kind of give us an idea, when you think about all of the chapters in this book, what was the hardest one for you to really write? And what did it represent for you?
Yeah, I don't know if there was a chapter that was really hard to write. I think the hardest one would be in the opening of just how this book opens. I mean, it opens in the middle of foreclosure. And my mom actually was in town watching the kids for us as my wife and I went on the trip this past weekend. And I come in and my mom's crying, and she's in tears, and she's like, I did not know you went through this. She was like, I saw you go through it, but I didn't know it went like this. And she was crying. She's like, and I'm so sorry. And I'm like, there was nothing for you to be sorry about. This is what we were experiencing. This is what we're doing. So I think that was difficult, seeing like, and then plus there's a couple things in there, you know, that I talked about in my teen years that she had no idea about.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
I go, oh, and I go back in, I go, oh, she hadn't got to page 54 yet. If she's crying now. But it was neat to see and difficult to see. Difficult to see my mom in tears, you know, just connecting with that experience that I was going through. But neat to see, you know, just her pride and her sense of accomplishment of what she gets to see, you know, through my life and how it's lived out. So, yeah, I love it.
That's amazing. There's, I hope I'm not giving too much away,
no,
but
give it all away.
There was one piece in here that I read a couple of times, and it really kind of grasped me, and I wanted to know what was going to happen next, but it was where you talk about 55 is greater than 800.
Right.
Can you just give us a little preview of that? Because I think that's really relevant.
Yeah, 55 is greater than 800. That was what I call my TV turnaround. You know, around it was 2006 or 2007, I had an opportunity to go to a conference in Atlanta, Georgia. It was my first big conference that I had attended, and I went to a breakout session with Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. And Dr. Dennis Kimbrough is a keynote speaker. He's an author. He rewrote and was commissioned to rewrite Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich from an African American perspective.
Love that book. Mm-hmm.
And so what he did was he interviewed hundreds of African American millionaires, and he began to interview all these things to rewrite it to make sure that, hey, these principles still apply through Think and Grow Rich. He had said something at that time that just caught me. He said that I realized when I was going into these millionaires' homes, he said the bigger the house, the smaller the TVs, and the smaller the houses, the bigger the TVs. And I go, oh my goodness, something's got to change. He says, and I also realized, he goes, the bigger the houses, the larger the libraries, the smaller the houses, the smaller the libraries. And in that moment, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I've got a problem. I've got a 55-inch TV in an 800 square foot apartment that I had to take the back off of to get into the apartment, and not a book to be found.
True.
Not a book to be found in the house. And in that moment, that was a wake-up call. That was a rumble strip for me to say, oh, something's got to change. I don't know what it takes to get to those larger homes, but I know it starts with a book. I know that it starts with a series of books. I know that it starts with less TV time. And that equation of 55 inches is greater than 800 square feet was as a result of my TV turnaround.
Now, I failed algebra twice,
Yeah.
but that is an equation that I can relate to. And so this book, this is the replacement for TV right now. Mm-hmm. What are people doing to really pour into this? And so community, I just want to put another little spotlight on this, because Drift to Drive, I have really enjoyed. I'm about 75% done with it, so I'm going to finish it. But I did pick up that you don't have to finish a book.
That's correct.
To say that you have read the whole book.
What's the matter if you read it, if you're not doing anything with it?
That's true. That's true.
So,
and that leads me to another thing that I always hear you say, Chris, is, and those of you that know Chris, you'll laugh and smile at this, but you've taught me, I love your famous saying, and I want the community to hear this too. It's learn a little, do a little.
Yeah.
And when I think about that saying, now that I learned a little bit about you last week, 2 weeks ago when we were together, I asked you about your strengths.
Right.
My community, they're big fans of Clifton Strengths. Yep. A lot of them, we talk about our strengths, how we're using them. And when I heard what your number one strength is, do you remember what it is?
Oh yeah, activator.
Activator.
Input, positivity.
Fellow activator here as well. But when I hear you talk about now, learn a little, do a little, it really ties into you being an activator.
Right. Yeah.
Because your input, think about your input, you learn a little.
Yep.
So you grab the information, you absorb it, you collect it, you store it wherever you store it in your head or wherever you do. And then you put legs on it.
That's correct.
And then that's the activator within you.
Right.
So where did that go ahead?
The third is positivity. You know, so
you.
So you wrap that up into it and you get some movement. I mean, you activate, you get some input, you do something with it, you have a positive outlook on the outcome, not being attached to the outcome, but being excited that, hey, I got an outcome, I tried something, I got a result, And when I get a result, well, now I can do something with it. But if I just sit and I'm just learning, consuming information, and I don't do anything with it, there's no activation. There is typically you trend into a negative mindset because you're trying to figure out every single step. So, I just go happily along the way of just learning a little bit, doing a little bit, looking at the result. What can I change? What can I do differently? What did I learn? What did I love? What made me laugh? And let's do it again.
I love that. What are you learning most right now?
Yeah, so right now it's really two primary focuses. Right now is, of course, I'm doing a ton of different podcasts and shows like this to where I'm learning different formats and considering the question that I keep getting asked, when are you going to do a podcast? Part of that is I didn't want to make the commitment of 5 years, which it takes, of being consistent every single week. I know the price that you have to pay to do that. Yeah. And so I'm really evaluating the different processes. How could I, if I was going to do it, how would I do it? How could I do it? And then I have a very, very high interest in all different uses of AI right now. And so, of course, that's got a lot of people's attention, but really taking a deep dive into some AI and some different activities with that.
God, you can really get consumed in learning about AI.
Yeah, you can.
That's a rabbit hole in itself.
It is, but you can learn a little and do a little.
And do a little. You can. So in speaking about your book, let's lead into, you're going to be one of our headline speakers at Live2Lead South Florida.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's right. Coffee with Kelly community. I know a lot of you are going to be in the room, but you're going to be able to hear Chris live. We're going to have him live in the room with us during the day on October 10th.
I'm excited about that because I've never spoke at a L2L host site. Last year I spoke, for the main stage as a simulcast, but being at a live host site, have not done. So you are a first time ever speaking at a L2L event.
It just made me get all emotional. That is really special, and I just appreciate you for giving us your time and giving your amazing gift to our audience. We have just so many leaders in South Florida coming, and a lot of them, one of them, Alyssa from SBA Communications. Yes. She is always so excited about getting to hear you speak, but we're going to have so many leaders in the room that are just really wanting to know how to take their teams to the next level. Can you get us just a little preview without giving us too much about what they'll see, so more will come?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, on that day, I'm going to be doing a live keynote in person. I will be in the room, and we're going to have a good time. We are absolutely going to have a great time. We're going to be talking about the book, From Drift to Drive. We're going to be talking about breaking the chains of complacency inside of your organization. The way that I redefine complacency inside this book is I call it a secret place of satisfactory success. Now, all of us have been good in our roles, and you're attending this event, so you've got some degree of success. Things have been good, but what I'm really trying to do is not push your good, but you've got some potential. And what I want to do is I want to pull you from your good towards your potential so we can move towards greatness and come out of those secret places of satisfactory success, those areas where we've said, you know what, this is good enough. I want to get your team thinking. I want to get you thinking. Where have we settled and said good is good enough? And I'm going to talk about the 7-step framework and the 7 traps you can fall into. But more importantly, I'm going to give you the steps to overcome those 7 traps of the 7 steps. There we go.
I think that just audience,
come on,
if you are listening to this message,
get in the room.
Get in the room on October 10th here in South Florida. It's at a beautiful club. We're going to have a really great day. We have other speakers. Lauren Long from JM Family Enterprises. She's the Assistant Vice President of Talent Development for an amazing company down here. I'm going to be doing a little keynote as well.
Come on.
We've got John coming in virtually with a wonderful message that he's always going to pour into us, and a couple other surprises. But
awesome.
I'm so excited for us to be together on that day. So I want to do a little rapid fire, if I may.
Yep,
I've got a couple rapid fire. Let's see what we've got here. If your team had to describe your leadership using emojis,
right? Yeah.
What emojis would they use?
This is hilarious. It'd be a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Because you text anybody right now and say, hey, what's my response to anything? It's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. There we go.
I do a whole lot of texting. They're like, well, my message was a little longer than that. You just gave me a thumbs up. That was it.
That's all we need to say. That's all we need to say.
Yeah.
So if you were stuck on an island
Yeah.
and you had to put a leadership survival kit together, what would you bring? What would be in it?
A leadership survival kit. One copy of the 21 Laws of Leadership.
Ooh, gosh, what
That's
a
it.
great choice.
Yeah. Well, because I've read over 1,000+ books,
Yeah.
and a lot of them on leadership, and there's not one book that I can read that I can't point back to the 21 Laws of Leadership. And so that book I taught every single week for a decade. Like, that book is truly what I believe is the foundational leadership book that everything else is derived off of.
Favorite law?
Favorite law? Oh gosh, so many. I'd have to go with the Law of the Lid.
I'm with you.
Have to go there because that was really when I was able to make the shift from being a star to becoming a star creator. And if the audience was there last year and got a chance to see me speak at L2L, well, you see the star creator talk. But that lesson shifted
it's a
everything
game changer.
for me. Yeah.
It's a game changer. All right, so Chris, if you could give just one piece of advice to someone stepping into leadership, we have a lot of different generations, a lot of first-time leaders that come into Coffee with Kelly. What would it be? What would the advice be if someone is stepping into leadership?
Yeah, I mean, treat people like people and adults like adults.
Simple.
You do that, you go a long way. It's a real simple leadership philosophy. Value all people, treat people like people and adults like adults, and you will lead well.
Is there anyone that you've ever wanted to interview that you've not been exposed to yet in your leadership journey? Like, who's that person for you?
Ooh, Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld, you knew it right away.
Yes, I mean, I love it. Now, Jerry is competing with you. Jerry has coffee and cars.
Jerry, dang it, it's true, he does. But see, you're a car guy,
right,
so
yes,
I have no game in that because you are Chris the car guy.
Yeah, right, yeah, so I love it. But yeah, I love Jerry has, when it comes to speakers, he has a great documentary called Documentary. Yeah. I mean, he walks through this process of creating a brand new talk from scratch, and he's going into different clubs and testing out these different segments. So just the art, the style of comedians and how they develop content is just intriguing to me, as it's likened to a keynote speaker to a degree. And just his ability to continue to learn a little bit, do a little bit, go into a club, try out a piece of content, work it, go back, discuss it. The same stuff that we do, as speakers is just amazing to me. So yeah, it'd have to be Jerry Seinfeld.
That's a great answer. I get all kinds of answers. So as we, wrap up this message, I want to go back to your book. Is it able to be gotten right now? Like, where can people get this?
Yeah, so if you go to Amazon, you can pre-order it on there. It does not come out till September 2nd, so you can pre-order on Amazon.com. But if you go to drifttodrivebook.com, after you go to Amazon, I've got over $500 in bonuses. I've got a 10-module video course that they're going to get for free, which we're going to sell after the launch for around $200. So, I mean, it's go to drifttodrivebook.com, but go to Amazon.com to pick it up, pre-order it now.
In the thought of serving people, sure. I thought, so we're doing Coffee with Kelly, and we are all about encouraging growth and development. So if you are watching on this live stream, I'm going to put a challenge out there in the comments below. The first 3 people to put Drift to Drive will get a copy of Chris's book right from Coffee with Kelly. Would you mind signing?
Yeah, absolutely.
A few?
Yeah,
that would be great. So the first 3 people to put in the comments Drift to Drive, we will make sure that you get a signed copy from Chris himself. And just spread the word. This is a message that I know a lot of people really need to hear. There are some really successful people out there. That's why it hit me, because sometimes we do get just comfortable, even when we're having success. And this really just, as I was sitting in the pool being comfortable that day, reading your book, I started thinking, my God, I need to get up and start doing things. I was learning a little, and now it's time to do a little. So now I'm doing a little.
That's right.
But as we had the theme of possibilities. Would you like to give just a final message around possibilities to our audience?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where you're at in your journey today. Some of you are having good days, some of you are having bad days, but what I want you to know is that your best days are ahead. It's a choice whether you choose to focus on the positive or the negative today. And I know from a positive person that things are going well and comfortable right now. That can be the last thing that you want to hear. But what you need to hear whenever you can't hear outside of yourself is you need to hear another voice to encourage you. Encouragement is something that is needed by everyone. And I love what John Maxwell's dad said to him and says, hey, how do you identify somebody that needs encouragement? And John's dad simply said to him, they're breathing. Every single person on this planet needs encouragement. And I hope that we've encouraged you today. And I hope that you encourage yourself in your circumstances that you can be, do, and have more. Kelly, thank you so much for having me.
Did you have fun on Coffee with Kelly?
Coffee with Kelly. Indeed, I did.
Here we go. Cheers, community. I love you. I will always have the best content. I have lots more in store for you, and I hope you've had a wonderful time with Chris and I. You feel encouraged, and you're ready to go just learn a little. You just learned a little.
Right.
Now we're going to challenge you. Go do a little.
Right.
Cheers, everyone.